Now let's go to example number 4, which is using a calculator to solve a right triangle. Now, when it says solve a right triangle, meaning we will solve for all the angles, so we need to identify the measurements of all the angles, these three angles here, and we will also solve for the measurements of all the sides. Okay, so that's how to solve a right triangle. To do that, we will be following some simple steps again. So step 1 will be to identify the given. So the first given is your theta. The theta is 28 degrees. Next is your B over here, okay, which is 15 units. Now observe, using our theta here, the given 28 degrees as our reference angle, B here, or the 15 units here, is actually the adjacent angle. So that is using the reference angle theta 28 degrees here. That is actually your adjacent angle. Now, step 2 is we need to solve the last angle. So this is very simple. So the last angle is your angle B here. So we need to find the measurement of that. So actually you can just do that by subtracting 90 degrees, okay? Subtracting 28, 28 degrees to 90 degrees. Why? Remember, the interior angles of any triangle is equivalent to 180 degrees. Okay, that now this is 90 degrees because that is a right angle. So meaning these two angles here are complementary angles. So what do you know about complementary angles? They add up to 90 degrees. So since this is 28, so we just need to subtract the 28 to 90. So that's 90 minus 28, which is 62 degrees. So meaning that is 62 degrees. Angle B is 62 degrees. Step 3 is to choose which trigonometric ratio to use in solving the sides. So the three trigonometric ratios are sine, cosine, and tangent. Remember SO, CA, TOA. SO is sine, is equivalent to the ratio of your opposite and your hypotenuse sides. Cosine is adjacent over your hypotenuse, and tangent is opposite over adjacent. Now, the in choosing the trigonometric ratio to solve will depend on the side that you want to solve. Okay, say for example you want to solve for A first. So using our 28 degrees here as our reference angle, A now will be your opposite side. So that is your opposite side. Okay, so that is your opposite side. And 15 here is your adjacent side. Adjacent side. So we have your opposite and adjacent. So going back to the trigonometric ratios here, we have opposite, adjacent, in your theta. So meaning to solve your A, we will be using theta. We just need to plug in our given. Theta is 28, opposite is A, which is the missing, and then your 15 is your adjacent. So do your simple math, express the left side as ratio, so that will be over 1. We do cross multiplication, so that will be tan 28 degrees times 15 is equivalent to 1 times A is A. So plug that in your calculator. Tan 28 degrees times 15 will give you a value of 7.98, roughly around 7.98, meaning that is the length of your opposite side. Now, next is we solve our C. C is our hypotenuse, right? So that's our hypotenuse. Now, can we use now our A, since which is our opposite, to solve for C? Okay, you can do that. Okay, you can do that. But I suggest you always go back to the given. Okay, you always go back to the given. And the given is adjacent. Okay, so you always use your adjacent. Okay, because that's the given. But you can use your opposite side here. Okay, so The givens are adjacent and your hypotenuse. So adjacent and hypotenuse, meaning we will be using our cosine here to solve your C. So cosine theta is equivalent to adjacent over hypotenuse. Now we plug in and solve. Our theta is 28 degrees, adjacent is 15, and your hypotenuse is C. Again, put over 1 to the left side to express it as ratio. And then you do cross product or cross multiplication. So you will have cosine 28 degrees times C, which is equivalent to 1 times 15, which is 15. So from there, we are solving for C. So we divide cosine 28 degrees on both sides to cancel the cosine 28 degrees here. So you'll have now C is equivalent to 15 over cosine 20 degrees, which is around 16.99. Okay, so that is now the value of your C, which is your hypotenuse. So meaning our final answer now will be the measurement of your B will be 62 degrees. Our A will be 7.90, around 7.98, and our C will be 16.99. So remember, when the problem says solve for the triangle, meaning you need to identify all the measurements. When I say all measurements, it includes angles and sides. So angle measurements and side measurements.